I'm trying to find words, but I can't. I'm trying to catch my breath. I barely have. Lisa, Joy, anyone? I don't know what to say. I'm speechless. This has been the best match of this tournament. This is nuts. I don't know what has happened. I have been on some scary roller coasters, but I feel my emotions were on the scariest roller coaster I could ever be on in those last few overs. I don't know which team I was supporting. I don't know which player I was supporting. I don't even know who was playing. I don't know where I am. I don't know who I am. I don't know what's going on anymore. This is just insanity. I know everything. I remember. This is Cricbuzz Live. I'm Gaurav Kapur. With me, Joy Bhattacharjya and Lisa Sthalekar. We are all super excited. We are stunned. We don't know what we've just witnessed. But at the end, the Knight Riders, who looked like they were completely out of the game, somehow managed to force their way back into the game thanks to a mad knock by Rinku Singh, who was dismissed by a mad catch by Evan Lewis. And in the end, the Knight Riders have fallen short just by a smidge, and your heart goes out to just everybody on the field, Lisa. Just everyone. My heart goes out to everyone.
Yeah, it's one of those games we were talking about. Okay, this match, Lucknow want to try and get in the top two. Kolkata, they want to try and beat them by a certain net run rate. And we thought, okay, 200, it's too hard. But never did we expect to see the type of cricket that we saw with Kolkata. They could have easily just gone, you know what? Stuff this. We're over it. Too hard basket. We've lost, we didn't get off to this, we didn't get didn't get the partnerships that we wanted to. The run rates, 12, 13, 14. Let's just call it a night and swing, from the hip. But no, it was intelligent cricket, smart cricket with passion, cricket with heart. And I do feel for Kolkata.
You have to, Joy. And let's just begin with credit where it's due. Rinku Singh, oh, you little beauty.
Absolutely. What an innings. And look where he's come in. And, Russell is out. They think, okay, the big hitter is gone. Nothing's going to happen now. And then Rinku Singh and Sunil Narine, innings that the two of them play is absolutely spectacular. And the way they found the gaps. I mean, always, Sunil Narayan's always been known as a timer of the ball. But the kind of timing, some of the shots he hit today was incredible. Rinku's placement, the way he went after Stoinis in that last over. I was just, it took a magical catch to get him out. I mean, what can you say? That's a kind of catch that wins matches. But, this is the one day in my life that I remember Ravi Shastri, because today cricket truly was the winner. I mean, so one day you can say, yes, cricket was the winner.
Well done. Very well done. Very well done. I absolutely love that. Listen, if you look at that batting card again, if you remember just before we began the game today, or the first show today, we said, oh, Russell's been doing it alone. He needs support from everybody. Today, everybody is going to look at him and say, hey, buddy, you played 2 overs and gave us only 5 runs in a 211-run chase.
Yeah, they bowled well to him, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
Just really clever. Mohsin Khan, excellent. But one thing that Kolkata showed in this match is that you can chase a big total, and it doesn't have to be, someone within your top 4 getting a 70, an 80 or a 90. You can have, they went hard at the power play. We all thought they'd go hard, 60. Did anyone get that, by the way?
So I was at 65 and you were at 50,
I was at 57.
56. So you win then.
You win.
Oh, I win! Woo! Sorry. A little bit slow here. But they went hard. Then they were able to kind of keep it going, keep wickets in hand, and then the explosion at the end, thanks to the tail absolutely wagging. I mean, 14.8. I mean, you can see what Lucknow did, but that was because you had the openers still in. So to lose 4 wickets and still go at that clip, some wonderful hitting.
Can I tell you something? This is naughty math, Joy. But if you take away Tomar, Venkatesh Iyer, and Andre Russell, right? Those are 4 overs right there, which have given you just 9 runs, which means that they had 16 to get 200 plus, right? They've almost got there. They had to get 202 in 16. They've got it. They've got 200 in 16. Think about it. They had to get 211 in 16.4 to actually go ahead. It's a different story because they didn't win at all. But yeah, I'm just trying to do some naughty math over there and see how when you when you got to chase 211, everybody's got to go. You either got to go or you got to go. Yeah. But everybody else, look at the strike rates down there, right? Nitish Rana, 42 of 22. Shreyas Iyer, there you've got the scores in front of you, so I'll just give you the strike rate. Nitish Rana, 190. Shreyas Iyer, 172. Billings, 150. Rinku Singh, 266. Narayan, 300. And you're looking at the onslaught coming from 7 and 8, and yet again, they ran out of deliveries, and you just look at the Knight Riders this time and say, I don't know. This batting order has just gone up and down all the time. I know you can criticize it quite a bit, but I mean, today, just, your opener is not in form, Venkatesh Iyer. The other one's new. You're chasing 211. You have all this pressure. We spoke about it. Send somebody else up top. It was those Mohsin overs right up front, Lisa, that really kind of just derailed the chase before it began. And then it was just all catch up after that.
Yeah, I wonder if there's a bigger picture at play here as well from the team management, not Baz McCullum, because he's obviously moving on. I mean, Joy, could it be almost like we want to give you confidence, we believe in you, we're going to almost have you back next year, so it's almost okay, here, go out, you can play with some freedom. I'm just trying to...
Yeah, I mean, look, I know that Baz would have now stepped back from a lot of the day-to-day businesses, and naturally, because he's already looking forward, he's helping pick squads and all that things are happening. My point is that I think they still should have been looking to win the match, because while the situation is not in their hands, it's not impossible. And I think by opening with Iyer and Tomar, I mean, I would have at least put Sunil Narayan there to give it a swing right up front. I mean, you're just putting a youngster who's playing his first match in a very, very awkward place. And he's dropped a guy who went on to get 140 runs. So none of this helped. Just put him there at the back and said, don't worry, we'll float you as it goes. And tell Sunil Narayan to go and whack it up front. I mean, so look, there are 100 things. And that's what is the beauty of this Kolkata chases. They did so well, despite making so many what seems to be fundamental errors. I mean, their players played out their skins. And I think you can be so proud of them. The way they played the match, they didn't give up. None of them slumped. The heads didn't go down. They just kept hitting it. This was an amazing performance by those players. Rinku Singh, Sunil Narayan, all these guys, Shreyas Iyer, Sam Billings, they all should take Nitish Rana. Nitish started it off. I mean, and he wasn't scared at all. He took on everything.
Absolutely. Because they were 9 for 2 at 2.4, right? So 16 balls of the innings gone, 9 for 2. Nitish came in at 3 today. So again, that's what I meant. It was just going. Nitish has been playing in the middle order. He's a top order batter. That's where he's done best for you. So glad he came into bat at number 3. Showed why he should be up there. And again, with the batting order, I guess you can't fault them for sending Russell over Rinku, because if they had sent Rinku over Russell, there would have been a reasonable furor everywhere. So I guess that has happened. The only one we're wondering is that maybe one of the heavy hitters, perhaps somebody with confidence, would have been good to open, right? Somebody who could have just swung the bat right up front and maybe got them off to a start. But I tell you, for Stoinis to bowl that last over, to come in up against Rinku, what did it go? What was it? 4, 6, 4? What was it? It was...
Went for 18.
Yes, so it was 4, 6, 4, 4.
And then 2 wickets. Yeah, then 2 wickets right after.
So it was 4, 6, 4, 4 is what Rinku dispatched him for. It was 20 to get in the last over. And Stoinis, remember, had bowled only 1 over before this. And we were all wondering who's going to come in and bowl the 20th. Lisa, you were really worried if Rahul throws it to Gautam, then that'll really play into Rinku and Sunil Narayan's wheelhouse.
Yeah, that's what I thought. as a spinner, you're not quite sure. Do you dart it in? Do you go slower? Do you hope that they use their feet? There was too many uncontrollables, I felt, with a spinner. So I felt that Stoinis was the obvious answer. He hasn't done it a lot. I think we managed to find out that out of T20 cricket, he's done it 7 times. And when the over started, I said, I reckon he's lost it. But one thing I noticed after that catch, the last delivery, and I don't know if you guys were able to see, the camera was on him and he was not blinking as he was running in. It was almost like he had zeroed in the base of the stumps, and he was almost telling himself, I am not taking my eyes, so I'm not blinking, I'm focusing on that spot to try and execute the perfect Yorker, which he did. So I don't know if there's a lesson to be learnt with that.
Yeah, the lesson is blink and you miss it. That's don't blink.
Yeah, some of the hitting like today was like that. You blink, it's out of the stadium. It was just amazing.
It really was. How many? I just want to know, like, how many sixes were done. There's 7, 10, 13. 13 hit by Knight Riders and 14 hit by Lucknow. So that's 27 sixes hit in the game today.
So you've had 4.5 overs of just sixes hit. Of the
there you go.
4.5 overs of just sixes have been hit.
It has just been absolutely. This was the last game, I think, that they're playing at Diva Patil, isn't it? I think this is the last game that is being played at that ground, and what a game it has been. I'm just going to give you a quick overview of what all has happened in the game in case you just tuned in and you're wondering what the fuss is about. Well, Lucknow went into bat first. They wanted second position. They won the toss and went into bat, and they did the record for the highest partnership ever. It was just simple. It's like every record is theirs. 210 for no loss in 20 overs. Quinton de Kock, 140 of 70. He was not out. KL Rahul, 68 of 51, playing the supporting role with the 68. Sunil Narayan was the only one who came away relatively unscathed, as did Umesh Yadav. They gave away 27 and 34, respectively. And Kolkata started chasing it. You thought that they had got derailed. And every time you'd think, oh, it's done, somebody would come and hit. And then that person would go and you'd think, oh, it's done. And then somebody else would come and then, oh, it's done. And it just kept going. But Rinku and Sunil Narayan in the end, that partnership was just, that was pure joy. Watching that partnership was pure joy. That partnership, let me tell you, was 58 runs of 19 deliveries. So 58 runs of 98 deliveries was that partnership.
Like more than
19, sorry. 58 runs of 19 deliveries. And that's just, it's just spectacular what the two of them have done. So that's why this game has just been so exciting. And that's why we're finding it so difficult to get over it. And and
just one thing as well, Lucknow, this is probably the perfect game for them going into the finals. To have
finals week. Don't get people too excited.
Finals week, sorry.
Playoffs week. Yeah.
And to put on 210, they would have been sitting pretty, and then pick up 2 wickets for 9 runs. Okay, great, everything's going well. Then to be challenged and put under pressure, the coaching staff would go, great. Let's see how our guys go. What does KL Rahul do? Who does he bowl at what stages? Yeah, this is the perfect game. And then to be able to sneak their way out of it just gives them the boost that they need when they get into the finals week.
Yeah. The bowling, let's have a look at the bowling for Lucknow. And the interesting thing there is I really want to point it out that they also had one guy who came away unscathed from this, and that's Mohsin Khan. Now, his figures read 4 for 20. Bear in mind that the last ball that he bowled was hit for a 6. So 3 for 20 in his 4 overs. And the last ball that he bowled got hit for a 6. So which means that he was 3.5 and 14 and 3 wickets. He got a bit of I was a little worried for him there. I think he had a cramp or hamstring issue or something. Lisa, he bowled that last ball very gingerly. He's lucky it only got hit for a 6, should have been hit for a 10 or something. But I don't know why. You have so many bowling options. I don't know. For me, I was feeling a little nervous when he was coming to bowl that last ball.
Yeah, I think given the experience that he has now. Probably it could have been cramp, it could have been just a little bit of fatigue, and sometimes you feel a little twing, in the hamstring or quad or whatever it may have been, and that you can get through it, but you just don't want to go 100%. And they were, he was probably thinking, no worries, got this in the bag. Just get through, get my overs done, don't need to turn to anyone else. In the end, 16 dots by him. amazing bowling. And it just puts his name in lights just a little bit more.
Yeah, Joy, for him to go for less than a run a ball in a game that, has got 420 runs today in 40 overs, for him to go under a run a ball, that is brilliant. We were talking about Sunil Narayan being brilliant today. Mohsin Khan is topped it and more.
That B's, I think what really impressed me is one is control over line and length. He just got that corridor, kept pulling, they kept swinging, kept missing. The second was a variation in speeds. They never caught hold of him because he never gave them the same speed on 2 consecutive balls. So if you look at it, he's bowled about 5 slower balls, yet the 5 fastest ball of today's match have been all bowled by Mohsin Khan. So that's a variation he's given you. He's given you 151, he's given you 118. And so they just couldn't pick him. They just couldn't say that, okay, this is his pace and I'm just going to go through with my shot. And that's the great thing that he did today. And he was fantastic. And it's interesting because Mohsin and Avesh Khan both have, come together, played a lot for UP together. And Avesh is a senior guy, got a lot of wickets last year, got the big money this year. He goes for 60 runs. And one of the big problems was he was coming on at the same pace. And they were just going through the shot and he was disappearing.
Yeah. Lisa, does that happen though? Once you get hit for runs and you're a quick bowler, you're relatively inexperienced, young like Avesh is, and you tend to sometimes go harder as opposed to just saying, smarter, and let me just mix it up.
Yeah, same thing with spinners as well. You get hit, you want to go flatter and quicker, and sometimes the extra pace just helps the batters along the way. What I was going to say about Mohsin Khan is that you were talking, Joy, about the speed and the differences within the speed. I remember when Brett Lee first kind of brought in his big slower balls, it was such a big jump, too big a jump sometimes, from, going that 155 to almost 90. I think, once upon a time it was that slow. So now T20 cricket and the clever bowlers that bowl at the back end at the death when the hitters are going hard, they've got different variations of slower balls and different speeds. So you've got, your off cutter, your leg cutter, your out of the back of the hand, the knuckleball, and all of these are different speeds as well. And then to be able to put it in the right line and length, pretty clever bowling.
Yeah, Mohsin was just spectacular today. And to think, there was a time where they were thinking that, Mohsin or Avesh, till they realized Mohsin and Avesh. Yes. It really has worked out well for them. And if you look at the points table, you'll see that it's Lucknow actually who they wanted this win. It really meant so much to them. They are pumped up. They've of course qualified. That queue is against their name, and they're at 18 now. And Rajasthan need to get one more win, and their net run rate is better. So if they win the last one, they can dethrone Lucknow from that second position going into playoffs. And 1 and 2 are both such important positions when you go into the playoffs. Still don't know though. They're just the second team to qualify today, by the way. Right? We're just counting. We're going, those 3 have qualified. They haven't technically, right? There's some math that goes on at the back end that I don't understand. Yeah, but that means that Lucknow has qualified today. And of course, the Knight Riders are out. We've said that to you before. They needed to win today to stay in contention. They missed by just 2 runs, and that means they are out. Okay, our Omnigel Relief and Recovery Performer of the match. Omnigel, India's #1 pain recovery gel brand. It not only gives quick relief, but also recovery from pain. No dud for fans. Talking about Quinton de Kock. Lots of pain to Kolkata, but of course, no pain to the fans of Lucknow. 140 of 70. We've spoken so much about this knockjoy in the mid-show, but I feel like no matter how much we talk about it, we still can't talk enough about it, can we?
No, also a textbook case of acceleration, how you accelerate, not taking chances, batting at about 130 and then whack it up to almost 270 so that you come to a strike rate of 200. I mean, his acceleration, how he sort of controlled himself against the spinners. He picked a spot. He's the only guy who hit Sunil Narayan for 2 sixes as well. But he gave away a lot of dot balls. But he picked those 2 balls that he needed to hit and he hit them out of the ground. And I think that's one thing that Quinton de Kock, a lot of the Mumbai players, and they talk about him, saying that he has all the shots. Sometimes his shot selection is not great. And today I thought his shot selection was spot on.
Yeah, his first 50, as Joy had pointed out earlier, was 36 balls, but then he reached his 159. And that's what, we keep talking about, people like Virat and people like Rahul, people like Rohit, who'll get their first 50 kind of slow comparatively, and then just know how to kind of rocket. That fast car becomes into a rocket.
Yeah, and it's understanding at a certain point, once you're in and you know the conditions well, is then to start to think, right, who's still to come? Who do I like hitting? What short side can I target? All of this is computing. The longer they stay out there, the more they're finding what the perfect scenario is or who to target, and then they can just flick the switch. And that's the skill, to be able to flick the switch, not lose your shape as well, not try to overhit it, but play good technical cricket shots that require a good base, good hand-eye coordination, and great follow-through. And he was able to do that perfectly tonight.
Really a masterclass from Quinton de Kock. He was our omni-gel relief and recovery performer of the match. He ensured that there was no dud for Lucknow fans. All right, at the end, and as we said to you earlier as well, third highest score ever in the history of this tournament. It's quite a list to be on, that one. It's quite a star-studded Hall of Fame there, Joy.
Yep. Big numbers there, big players, and all of them are legends in this. I mean, McCullum, Gale, De Villiers, Rahul, de Kock. I mean, this great company. These are, and all of them, I think, other than McCullum, has gone on to get more than 1 century. I think McCullum is the only one who got only a single one. I think everyone else has got more than one.
Well, McCullum's record was intact today, but that might be the only joy he has taken away from the game today. But otherwise, yes, the Knight Riders, their journey comes to an end. And now tomorrow, Bangalore has to ensure that their journey doesn't come to an end. How do they do that? Get a win. It's as easy as that, yes. Bangalore playing Gujarat. Bangalore hoping that Gujarat is just perhaps a little off the boil, thinking, what's even the point of coming to this game? Start the playoffs already. You're wasting our time in this amateur sub-junior league where we win everything. Yeah, Lisa, Gujarat is just, they seemed like just for one hot second, like maybe they had got complacent. Maybe they were getting derailed. Maybe they were getting consumed by their own myth of winning of the last ball. But thankfully, some order has been restored there.
Yeah, order was restored last game for them, but there was some question marks about them when they started to lose, when they started to be a bit cheeky and go, hey, why don't we win the toss and bat first? I know no one else has done it at night, but how about we do it? We were talking that you don't want to mess sometimes with how well you're going and the core group and players' positions as well. But they've got it back on track. I mean, last game, they pretty much ticked all the boxes. The only one really is Hardik Pandya scoring runs. Good to see that he was able to bowl. But everyone else looked really good. They seem to have found their best 11. No need to really change their batting order either. So they're a stable and successful side, and no surprise they're number one.
Joy, what about Lockie Ferguson? He's been on the bench for a couple of games. World-class bowler, right? What do you make of him? Because I would guess he'd probably be an important part of playoff plans, right?
See, if he comes in right now, he only comes in place of Alzari Joseph, because I don't think they know that their batting has outperformed, has really played out of his skin. They want that extra batsman up front, which is what they're trying to do right now. So they're putting in that extra batsman up front. And that means with Matthew Wade coming in there means basically you just have place for one of those fast bowlers. So it's either Lockie or Alzari. Right now they've stuck with Alzari. I wouldn't be surprised if they go back to Lockie, but the other three at this point in time, two of them pick themselves. Miller and Khan pick themselves. I think they'll stay with Matthew Wade for the while.
The only time I think they may bring Lockie Ferguson back is when they go to playoffs when they're newer pitchers. I think that's probably the only thing. I think that the Sai Kishore has bowled really well. He's looked outstanding. He's given them something a little bit different. So I think they can survive on this last round game on these used pitches with the same 11, then make the change. And we know that Lockie Ferguson in the past, and we spoke about this I think last Cricbuzz live, Joy, that you were on, that he comes in and he performs. He's done it before. He's done it for Kolkata. He just walks on in and then picks up a bagful.
Yeah, true. Their quick bowlers have been doing well. Mohammad Shami has been amazing this tournament. Yash Dayal has been quite a find on this stage. And then, of course, there's Alzari Joseph. And you're right, there's the choice there. Who do you play? Do you play Alzari Joseph? Do you play Lockie Ferguson? We'll know that tomorrow. Let's focus on the team that needs it more, though. Team that will be primed for battle because it's a do or die game for them, and that's Bangalore. How this talented, well-balanced team has found themselves in this position, Lisa, I will never understand.
Do we say this every year about Bangalore? We go, look at their list, look at the names. The thing for them is that they have just struggled to score runs at the top. It just hasn't been consistent enough. Not only Virat, but Faf, even Glenn Maxwell. So, I mean, we can't just highlight Virat. There are other players.
All their three. All their three big guns.
Yeah, so they haven't fired. Their bowlers have been good. I mean, Josh Hazlewood went for plenty last game. But their bowlers of Mohammad Siraj, Harsh Patel, Hasaranga has been excellent. So, it's just runs at the top for me.
Yeah, they definitely need runs at the top. But you look at this, and we've seen it, and we've done so many previews now for Bangalore. You look at this team day in and day out, and you say they do not need to make any change because it ticks the boxes: spin, quick bowling. Harshal Patel with his change of pace. You've got left arm, you've got right arm, you've got all sorts of spin. You've got the batters, you've got them on top, you've got the finishers. But at the end of the day, Bangalore had two problems, actually three. One, I'll tell you what, I'll be honest. You said you would always say great squad, but imbalanced 11, right? Mm-hmm. Out of balance 11. You would say that, the bowling, perhaps a little short. Yeah. And you would say, it's just their big guns who are getting the runs. All three things are the reverse this time, right? Very balanced 11, straight off the bat. Great bowling attack, right? And the third thing, of course, is a problem when it goes in reverse, which is that everybody else is doing well with the bat, but their big guns are not. And that is what has been, it's the things you take as a given, because going into it, you take it as a given that Faf and Virat and Maxwell will get you runs. If not all three, two of the three will. Maybe 1 out of 3 in every game. But when that doesn't happen, that's when it gets derailed, because you're suddenly looking at your North Star, and North Star has moved. And suddenly, I don't know where to steer the ship. I'm lost. And I think that's what sadly has happened. And the big guns, Joy, have to take responsibility for that.
Absolutely. I mean, look, I'll just be honest with you. People like Faf, Virat Kohli, they're in a situation where Maxwell as well, that the team has got them to 7 and 6. I mean, players like Shahbaz and the other bowlers have got them there. They've got an ideal position, and these guys have to finish it now. These guys have to finish it. They have a great opportunity. This is a great squad. And I was just thinking, the fourth thing is, they always played in Bangalore where the bowlers would disappear. They're playing in better conditions. Spinners actually can land the ball out here. Otherwise, anybody bowling there, the Chinnaswamy, it's not worth it. So all the 4 things are negated, which is their normal problems. Yeah. They've got a set of fresh new problems. But look, the match is not totally, the tournament is not in their hands anymore, because no matter what they do, Delhi has a last chance. And if Delhi wins, no matter what Bangalore, Bangalore would have to win by very serious margins. I mean, ridiculous
400 runs.
Yeah, for it to make it. Yeah.
Some such. They'd have to basically about, I think, 80 odd runs to just get to positive. They're so deep down in negative because their losses have been such big losses that now. But the other thing is, Lisa, they don't have to worry about net run rate because they're thinking, we don't need to win by a margin. We just need to win and then hope and pray that Mumbai defeats Delhi. It's a bunch of Bangalore fans who are going to be praying for Mumbai to be winning. That's never happened before. And I think that's why I love the league stage so much.
But I'll tell you one thing. Over the years, Bangalore fans have prayed for many teams other than Bangalore.
That's true.
Inevitably, it's never in their hands.
Yeah, that's just, it just so happens. But no changes. Yes, we're calling it. We're saying no changes, definitely. And Bangalore, the three big guns should look at Patidar and Shahbaz and DK and Hasaranga and Siraj and Harshal and everybody else and say, listen, guys, it's okay. You've done your bit. We're checking in now, right? Like the three amigos on their horses saying, don't worry, we'll take it from here. I hope
do they do the dance as well? Dun, 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 boom. The three amigos.
Three amigos dance. We've got Kill Bill with Joy.
Love that movie. Very funny. Please watch it.
Everybody should watch it. The Three Amigos. Can the three amigos from Bangalore tomorrow get on their horses and ride Bangalore home? Well, at least they can keep them alive till Saturday because that's when Delhi plays. So you've got joy and prayers happening for 2 days. Those two words also coincidentally come together when we ask the joy factor question. Joy and prayers. Because got to think of all the gods if you want the answer to this question. What did an Indian opener do to a West Indian named after an American president in Singapore that was replicated 13 years later by another Indian in Chennai? The thing is, the answers came in even before I could stop bouncing around the globe. And Joy will tell you the answer. What's the answer?
Take a wicket with his first ball in one-day international cricket. It was Sadgomar Trimesh who dismissed Nixon McLean. And the next guy who did it, of course, 13 years later was Bhuvaneshwar versus Pakistan. They're the only two Indians to have got a wicket in their first ball in one-day international cricket.
Now, I will go back to the question and tell you where you made an error. It's a rookie mistake. Come back.
Sure.
Come back to the question. Bring up the question again.
Are you bringing up the commas or what's this?
What did an Indian opener do a West Indian named after an American president in Singapore that was replicated 13 years later by another Indian named after a city? Bhubaneswar, right? Another Indian named after a city, and he did that in Chennai. You could have added one more geographical point.
You're right. How did I miss out? Thank you, Gaurav. Thank you, Gaurav. And I think you should be writing these questions from now on.
No, I just need to supervise them. I don't need to write them. I just supervise them.
No, but I think that would have given it away, at least the second person. Don't you think?
Yeah. You never know. There are people who would have said, oh, maybe there's a Bombay Kumar or, never know. Right? Never know. Anything could have happened. Well, who's our winner? Winner, chicken dinner. Winner, chicken dinner. Suryansh Sethia. Congratulations. Joy, another one from the leaderboard? Honors board?
No, I mean, not in my time. I haven't seen the name before. I might have missed it, but yeah. But
well done, Suryansh. Good job. Okay, well, then that's business. Yeah, we got a call. That's day's play. We're done. Don't think I'll be able to sleep for a couple of hours because the excitement of that game. I still don't know how the Knight Riders managed to get so close. I don't know how Rinku hit those shots. I don't know how Evan Lewis took that catch. I don't know how Stoinis bowled that last ball. That I know. He did it without blinking, as Lisa just told us.
Yes.
That's how he did that. Everything else, I have no idea how that happened. Before we go, we'll just quickly show you the points table so that we can wrap everything. Put off the lights, put the chairs on the tables. Yeah, turn them over. Yeah, start doing that. Show the points table to that. Yeah. So there you go. Gujarat and Lucknow have qualified. Those two teams up there. Lucknow having qualified today after beating the Knight Riders by 2 runs, which means that the Knight Riders are eliminated, joining Chennai and Mumbai. That's 11 trophies in the cabinet that have been eliminated. So they're gone. And now it's up to Bangalore tomorrow. If Bangalore can beat Gujarat, remember Gujarat will be very motivated because of the coaching staff of Gujarat, lest you forget. Yes, up against their former employers, Bangalore, the entire coaching staff of Gujarat. There's going to be a little battle within a battle. Come on, that's going to be fun. So Gujarat is not going to take this game lying down. Trust me, they're going to be super motivated because, it's not business. It's personal. Yeah, it's personal. It's not business. We've got a bit of The Godfather as well. Look at the gamut of films today. That's amazing. The gamut of films today. It's great. So Bangalore has to win tomorrow, and Gujarat wants to win tomorrow. We're going to come and, of course, preview that game. We're going to be here at 7 p.m. Indian Standard Time on Cricbuzz Live. So do tune in then. A big thank you to Joy Bhattacharya and Lisa Sthalekar. Thank you so much. I'm Gaurav Kapur. You were watching Cricbuzz Live. And please come at 7 p.m. tomorrow. And if you need to be incentivized, then maybe I'll make you an offer you can't refuse.
Oh, God.
Look what they did to my boy. Look what they did to my boy.
Close it.